Hello, and welcome to Eden Live, where I am reading all of Eden by FREI live on Facebook and on YouTube, with the recorded clips making their way onto Instagram IGTV. And at the moment, Instagram IGTV seems to be the slightly better option for the video quality because it's so hot. Simply, room temperature is about 30 degrees here, which used to be unusual for London. Now it's quite common, becoming quite common, and the technology doesn't quite cope with that. It doesn't like it. So my laptop is saying closing Google Chrome might help the computer to cool down, but that would mean not streaming. So, but the most important thing is, I suppose, that you can hear me, and you can always go find me, Sebastian Michael, on Instagram, and there you can find the recorded clips as well on Instagram. We are nearing, we're not nearing the end just yet, but in the quite well and truly in the fourth quarter of volume 9 of the Eden Miniature series. And this is a short little literary interlude called Mystery. I wake up wondering once again, as so often, how the little horse got on the boat in the first place, let alone why it voyaged so far. Who let it on? Was there no one to lead it off, by its halter, for example, back onto dry land, to its own pastures that were maybe not so green, but familiar at least? Why was it by the pier, near the harbour even? I suppose horses do live by the seaside. It is not unheard of, but it vexes me. A horse belongs on shore, as far as I'm concerned, in my inexpertise. I try to think this through and come up with several potential scenarios, none of which satisfies as an explanation. Perhaps the little horse accidentally strayed onto a cargo ship and was mistaken there for one of the ones that were actually being exported by coincidence just then. Maybe it wasn't a coincidence. Oh, maybe it wasn't so much a coincidence. Maybe the horse got friendly with, even enamored of, one of the horses that, very possibly against their own will or better instinct, were being embarked right now and just followed it in equine loyalty and affection. Perhaps it was being sold. It could simply be that it was mine, as in the person writing the song, thus narrating the story and lamenting the absence of my little horse, wishing it back, only by extension, and really it belonged to the family, or to my father, and he, for reasons best known to him, but there are many imaginable, economic hardship, disaffection with the beast, or having gambled it away to a foreign sailor, notwithstanding the riddle as to what a sailor of all people would do with a pony, maybe sell it on, had exchanged it for goods or money, or forfeited it, and now, as I sit here on my own watching the waves rolling from afar, it has long since sailed away, right over the ocean, over the sea. Then it hits me, suddenly, out of the blue. It has all been a misunderstanding. Where I went to school in Basel, we had an annual bazaar. I can't be sure anymore, was it this bazaar, which everybody pronounced Bazaar, and which happened a few weeks before Christmas to raise funds for the school, or was that the summer fete, which happened every year in the summer, probably just before the big holidays, to the same end, or both? But there was a little patch of wood in the school grounds where sometimes, not always, some generous soul would bring along a couple of ponies, so the children could go pony riding for a franc or two. This was almost the only occasion that ever presented itself to me to see or think of or hear about ponies. Even though they spelled pony the same as in English, just with a capital for being a noun, everybody called a pony the sponny, pronouncing it with an at best half-committed P, and without the prerequisite diphthong, making it sound exactly exactly like Bonnie. For years, I would stand in class amongst my companions and intone with devotion, a plea for someone, anyone really, to bring back my little horse to me. And for years, I could not fathom why the little horse had ever gone away. There just seemed to be no plausible explanation for this. And now, it turns out there didn't ever need to be. At last, one of the great bewildering conundrums of my childhood simply, quietly evaporates. That is it for today. Continue on Wednesday. There are now about 6, I think, 7 short segments to go in encounters before we head on to volume 10, which is once again a complete change in register, a complete change of tone, because the next volume after this is the Bournemouth and Boscombe trilogy, which is simply 3 interlinked short stories. But that's then, this is now. I hope you are able to keep well and safe and sane, and look forward to seeing you again very soon. Until then, take good care, love and love, and see you next time. Bye-bye.